I'm generally not a fan of found footage horror movies. They often feel gimmicky with shaky camera moves that induce more nausea than fear, and plots that stretch credibility to keep the camera rolling, excuses alive. But Bodycam won me over despite my preconceptions. The film follows two police officers who respond to a domestic dispute call. Things escalate quickly into an accidental shooting, and in a panic over potential public backlash, they try to cover it up. What starts as a tense moral dilemma spirals into something far more sinister when they realize the body cams and perhaps other unseen forces are watching them closely. The premise blends real world police accountability, anxieties with supernatural dread in a way that's surprisingly effective. What stands out is how the movie maintains an even pace throughout the tight 75-minute runtime. It doesn't drag in the setup or rush the horror payoff. Instead, it builds tension steadily with some generally gnarly, unsettling set pieces that had me gripping the armrest of my chair. The personal hell the two leads endure is captured brilliantly. The guilt, paranoia, and escalating terror feel raw and claustrophobic, making their descent hit harder than many similar type of films. That said, it's not perfect. The CGI is hands down the worst I've ever seen in a modern horror movie. Blocky, dated effects that pull you right out of the immersion whenever they appear. Thankfully, these moments are just limited to a few scenes towards the end, so they don't really derail the whole experience. A couple of supporting characters also feel unnecessary, padding out the story without adding much value. Trimming them would have tightened things even more for the film. Overall, Body Cam is a solid, scary entry in a genre I usually avoid. It delivers real chills, strong character driven horror, and a timely edge without getting preachy. If you're open to found footage done with purpose, it's worth watching it on Shutter. So my general rating for this movie is 3.5 out of 5. It's good enough to recommend, flaws and all, as a entertaining watch. If you're not a fan of found footage horror movies, give this movie a go, because I found it really scary, and the action starts from the get go, right from the start of the movie, and it keeps you engaged, and there's a lot of scary scenes in the film, and so it's a really good watch. I would have really liked to have seen this movie in the cinema, especially during a Screen X screening where you have the two screens at the side of the screen. I reckon that would have added a more claustrophobic feel to the movie, and it would have been good to experience. And who knows, maybe I would have given it a higher rating. But as it is, as a streaming only type of movie, it's really good, and you should check it out.